Okay, recording. Hi, this is Evelyn and Ron, uh, Love and Receive podcast. Come on in. We gonna have another discussion. Uh, my co-host picked this one, so I'm gonna roll with him. Okay, that's what partnership is about. All right. Okay. Uh, your topic is you want to talk about OJ, the rise and the fall.
Yeah, just wanna really wanna talk with the people and get their thought on what they think about um the ups, the disappointments, and the life of OJ Simpson. And it's when you hear he die, I feel like so many people are so happy. But to me, when I heard the passing of him, it felt sad. It felt sad because I wasn't there, so I don't know if he gave his life to God at the end. But it just it's I just think it's a subject that we need to talk about, not just OJ, but uh
Well, I think we all got a journey, and however we go through our journey and what we accomplish on our journey, what we fail on our journey is going to be the end of that journey that we own, whether we complete it or not. We all got to pay the price. We all got to understand that what we plant is going to be ours. It's coming
but
up.
why do you think so many men are falling?
So many men are falling.
I mean, not just men's, women, but I mean, it's like they not went to the mountaintop, but it's like they achieved so much and to to end with your legacy being
Well,
just
if you ain't
a
got God
shame.
in your life, your legacy ain't nothing. No way. To me, I mean, most time when you don't have God in your life, look like at the end of your life, all the things that you done seem to come after you in your later days, and you escape. Say for instance, like Bill Crosby, I see him as a good man. I seen him as uh, supporting family ties and all that. And I didn't know, I still don't know whether he did it or not. I never asked the Lord to show me the truth because that was his life, not mine. I'm dealing with my life. But I think even though we just hear about those people, but it's people right in our community is doing the same thing, going to jail and killing and all. When people hurt, like domestic violence, uh, when a woman hurt a man and stalk him out, and that was some of OJ's legacy.
But you notice, I'm noticing, and I don't know, a lot of people notice the pattern, but the people that are getting caught up in a situation is like we could, just like they used to say, they couldn't get the mobsters for killing people or whatever. They get them for tax evasion, and they. I don't know if OJ did this because, like you said, did it or whatever, but they gonna get you on something, and
Well, I think your life will gonna shine, whatever it is, dark or light. You doing it to yourself,
but
and
but that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying I've watched all of these people. So for them to come at those some of these people like that, they had to do something. What they charging them with might be bogus, but they had to do something. They coming at them for a reason, and that's what I'm saying. In my life, I witnessed. You got to understand, they coming, they coming, and if you're not paying attention, they coming. If
what you
whoever it
mean they
is,
coming? Your life is gonna speak for you.
but Satan, uh, they when I say they coming, they always they build you up and they tear you down.
Oh,
And
that's
and, and that's and I'm watching life around me. I'm watching stars. I'm watching they build you up to tear you down.
well.
That's why you never let everybody know everything about you. Because once they are done with you, they are going to use that against you. The P. Diddy situation, all them folks over there partying. There's
It
a
don't
lot.
seem like you got no friend.
It's a lot of people in trouble. There's a lot of people
It don't look like you got no
doing
friend.
stuff they ain't had no
And I
business
see he
doing.
did a lot of good things, and I don't know where they're coming from. I don't, you know what? I don't follow that type of stuff. Those stars. I look at the little people that are suffering and the homeless and all that. I look at what's what God want us to pay attention to, the homeless and the sick. Like I heard a lady say she don't go to the hospital because one reason she don't go to the hospital is because she don't think everything is set up right now. Everything is going down. She's scared to go to the hospital. I said I heard her, she got a YouTube channel. And I listen at her. I'm like, I feel you, sister. I'm getting the
Well,
same way.
well, it seems like the hospital just becoming a money grab, and they're getting the insurance money and your money, and you're not getting the proper situation. Cause I'm because I had got real sick in my past, and it was scary because to think about somebody they're gonna open you up and stuff
Just
gonna
keep.
spread. I mean, it's a scary situation. So, but I can understand what the lady's saying about that. But we have to pay attention to everything that's going on.
But we need to take care of ourselves. Now I don't know how OJ, what condition OJ was in.
They said he had
Uh,
cancer.
um, I don't know, what was going on. And if he had cancer, he had time to get himself together. God is a God of second chances. And if you come to Him, He don't turn you away, regardless of what you did, how long you did it. Uh,
Do you think that I'm not gonna say because some people die at impact like car wrecks or something like that. But do you think that we have opportunity to get it right before death?
oh yeah,
Because we never been there that close to us to say. But do you think
oh
we have
yeah,
that chance?
I believe so. Because sometimes, even though other people don't know what you're thinking or what you're going through, when you ride with somebody, uh, uh, and like you said, accident, there is something going. Warning coming before destruction. I always believe that. We don't.
Then why
We
are
got
we
a
so?
sense
But why are we so slow to make changes in our lives?
because and nobody teaching them. Nobody knows how to make changes. We do the same thing over and over. We get the same results. Okay, we're gonna get the same results if we do the same thing. You get up every morning, put your clothes on the same way, make the bed, go to job, come back over and over and over and over. You don't have no hope, no excitement in your life. You're gonna get depressed. And
I know I had a person that we have a discussion. I said because I always like to get analysis. You might not understand them, but it helps me to understand things because
however you get there.
I love math and I always give things. And I was telling the dude, I said, if you were doing something 30 years the wrong way
Hmm.
and you expecting something different,
Mm-mm.
and he was like, because I was getting an example about golf. I said, so you've been paying an instructor 30 years to teach you how to play golf, and I said, 30 years, your golf game the same. I said, what would you be able to tell your friends? What's going on? Why is not? It ain't the. I mean, it got defensive. It ain't the instructor fight. You just you didn't follow the instructions. But if that instructor was true, he would have. Don't you? I'm just saying. Wouldn't he say, "I ain't gonna take your money no more"? Because you just.
No, I don't say that. If you don't know God, he don't say they're gonna take it. Now I went to the dentist Monday. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to the dentist and he looked in my mouth and he said, "Well, ain't nothing I can do." Um, he said, "But I'm not gonna charge you." Now see that God. Now I'm
Oh,
telling
that's
you,
God.
that
Cause
God,
that's
huh?
God. Cause he charge you.
Yes, God, honey. That God, that because I could have paid.
How we always put God when it comes
Because
to not
I
getting no
acknowledge
money.
God in everything.
I'm just joking. We put that God there when the money.
Oh yeah, some people, if they get your money, they'll say it's God. But I thank God. I thank God for everything. It's like every little bit help, and I thank God for looking out for me. And but OJ and all these people that lived their life and had an opportunity to live a great life.
Right.
I don't put too much of my
You don't think about them.
energy in them. I'm looking at
No, don't you don't put
yeah.
no energy. I mean, it's
I
the
know you think
passing.
about it.
It was a passing of it, and I was just like thinking about all the things, the
That he went
football
through.
career, and it's like this with me when somebody that, and I don't know OJ personal, but when you know somebody, and I always say, I wonder if they got it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah, he had the opportunity.
I always ask that question, especially when it's somebody that close to, I know him, but not personal, but people that I know personally. I say, I wonder if they got it right.
You know, I just think God give all us a chance, and I don't think hell is right here where we going through now. The stuff that we are going through, this is hell. When you get with God, you're gonna have some peace. Okay, I believe that too. We're gonna
So
sit in
is it?
heavenly places.
But you said it's hell, so
This is hell. You make your hell here.
is so. Do you believe there's a real hell? And
Every day I used to live it. Every day I
so
used to live it.
you think this earth is hell, or
The
another
earth
place?
is what the
Is
places that we in. Where you can be in heavenly places right here, and you can be in hellish places right here. When everything is falling down around you and sinking sand and nothing you can do, that's your hell right there. You need to ask God, help me out of this quagmire, whatever it is, because that's hell.
well,
I think when we die, we're going to be with the Lord. I do. Because I think God knows us. He made us. He know all about it.
but some preachers or leaders, mm, just telling everybody once you saved, you saved. You believe that?
Once you save, oh yeah, I believe that, but that don't mean you got nothing going for you. It's just you in that same place, and ain't nothing gonna come
But
at
I
you, and nothing
never.
gonna go from you.
But I'm not saying I disagree, but that doesn't make. I've heard preachers speak on it. Once you save, you always save, and
Yeah, because God don't God. You leave God. God ain't leaving you. You still in a safe place with God. You is in a bringing situation in your
but
life.
how can you be? I understand.
You
Once you
bring a
say,
situation in your life that causing you to fall off the wagon, but you still. It's just like, for instance, I don't care what you do. I'm going to love you. And I'm not going to hurt you. You hurt yourself, but I'm not going to hurt you. I allow you to have your free will, like you say, and do what you want to do. But I'm not going to send you to hell
but
because I love you. God love you too.
okay, but my mind works different because okay, so you went, so I'm gonna use it reverse because leaders or preachers and you saying you believe it that once you save you always save.
Yeah, but we getting off
Nah, but I mean, we
talking about
just talking
get the
about the
Lord.
because I've always wondered about the end, and so this is something I just seem like
It was on your spirit, in
want
your
to ask
spirit.
you. So you saying once you save, always save?
I think so. I believe so. I think God left a place in our hearts for Him, and that's why people's are lonely. But He's still there, and I think you're gonna.
So you, where I'm trying to go is, so you don't, because it said you have to confess with your mouth that I'm a sinner. So you saying
Everybody believe in God, they just don't do it.
don't you have to confess? So
Well,
how you stay saved if you have to confess that I'm a sinner?
because God knows us. He made us.
But you're not gonna be a sinner.
Not no, I don't think.
So if I were living for God and we call it backslide, and you're saying that because I was saved at one time, I'm still
Well,
saved.
that's a religious thing you're talking about.
No, that's what I'm asking. I'm trying to.
It's a
It
religion.
might be some people out there that and I'm just asking because what I'm getting at, I kind of don't like to hear that. To me, I don't because
You don't want to change your mindset about how people going to
but
hell.
I'm not saying I'm right. I need somebody because I just hating all this. I got the it's like the next preacher. I got to top and say some off the wall stuff that and to me it's like just common sense.
No, I ain't think God gonna send us to hell.
Okay,
I think we are.
but that's why I want to get to you because I want to say so. This ain't this. You have to stay with me if you understand what I'm saying. So I go to jail, I go to prison,
Mm-hmm.
and I do my time. So now I'm a free man. Now you saying that if I go do some more crimes, I ain't going back to jail.
Well, God laws and man laws. You know that, don't you? Man laws is torture,
Stay safe.
pain.
I did my time.
But I'm just saying, God laws are not man law. We can't. God love us in spite of what we do. He's gonna love us like every parent. They'll cover for the child, know the child undid that, and then they'll go cover for them because that love is so deep, and God love is deeper than ours. I know that I believe that God love us and He ain't gonna burn us in hell. He ain't gonna do all that stuff. We doing it to ourselves every time you crying and going to jail and broke and sad.
But don't
That's
you
your hell
well, it
right
said
there.
that you had to confess your mouth that you're a sinner.
Well, you don't confess.
But you
Most people don't confess when they was children.
But you backslid.
Where you back to?
You
just
went back to sinning.
You didn't never redeem yourself if you doing
So
that.
how are you saved if you went back to sinning? Don't you have to come? How can you stay saved if you
The
now
blood
are
cover
sinning?
us. Jesus, the blood cover us.
The blood cover.
Yeah, Jesus' blood
Mama,
cover
blood
us.
cover.
He can't take that back. It's written. It's already finished. God done did the finished work. He just want us to find out who He is and where He is. He ain't doing nothing to us. It's just like when you get grown, I can't come to your house and monitor you and tell you what to do, but I'm always be there to help support you and love you in spite of you hurting yourself. That's where it come in. You beating yourself. But I don't have to beat you. I'm gonna still love you.
We might get off that subject because I'm not saying I disagree, but I think that I once saved, always saved. I've heard preachers, I heard people
ask
say
God
that.
to show you that. Ask, pray about it. Don't
But
just keep
if I went to jail, and if I went to jail and I did my time for that crime, now I'm a free man. I'm just reversing it. Now I confess my sins. Now I'm a Christian in the Lord, serving the Lord. Now this prisoner is a free man. Now you saying him did his time, he good. But if he go do another crime, he going back to jail.
Man law and God law.
But you're gonna start living for the Lord, but then you're gonna start going back doing the same thing. You don't have to confess.
Well, see
that I'm a sinner again. Forgive me again, Lord.
What I'm trying to say.
I thought He said He'd forgive us how many times?
What I'm trying to say is God laws. God ain't like man. Man made up rule. They're gonna forever hold that on your record. God said, "I forget it and throw it in the sea of forgiveness and never no more."
But if
you confess one time, He gonna throw it in the sea of forgiveness and never remember it no more. That means He done forgot it.
I wonder if a person go to prayer in front of the judge and said, Judge, the Bible said, if I ask you for forgiveness, you'll throw this out.
You go anywhere you want to, bro. They got their rules and regulation,
I'm
and
gonna,
not the
I'm
way.
gonna tell somebody when they go in front of the judge. Say, Judge, I don't ask everybody to forgive me. I ask the Lord to forgive my master. You to forgive me. Will you
You
just
ain't
throw this
planning on
case out?
going to jail.
No, I'm just tell some. I'm gonna just tell
Listen
somebody
at me.
that's
You
going.
ain't planning on
I'm
going
gonna
to jail.
tell somebody that going to jail. Hey, Lord, just confess to the judge that I did it, and I'm deeply sorry. Forgive me and throw this
But
out.
I just think
So why we can't forgive like God?
I think we just gotta grow.
Why we
We
can't
gotta
forgive?
grow. It's so time.
Why we can't forgive ourselves?
That's up to you. You have the free will. You say.
Yeah, you do have the free will, but I'm just I
But see, I will my will to the Lord. I don't have a free will. I gave my will to the Lord, and so whatever His will is for me, that's my will. Whatever God will, and some come up in my life during the day. I'm like, okay, God, what that's about, and then He'll show it to me. I said, thank you. So I will all my will to the Lord. I ain't troubling the water no more. I ain't worried about
because I just I talk to people and they just are confused
they is. That's why we talked about the person.
about I mean, but about all of these different things these
We just think too hard,
these
and
leaders are saying. Because I heard one say he was a TV pastor, make a church, and he said, and the man asked him, why you don't tell your congregation or people that they are sinner? He said, I don't want to beat people down. He said, they know they're a sinner, and I don't.
those that hadn't confessed know their
But
sin.
he said he don't want to beat them down because what they saying, all you're doing is giving a what you call it
That's religious.
no, but I'm saying all you're doing is giving a
Person license to sin. You
just
can't
joy, just you just uh just what you call them speaker. What is it?
motivate.
Yeah, you're a motivator.
Mm-mm.
You're not teaching God word. You just motivation speaker.
Motivators, speakers, and I got some books
But
up there,
they leaders, the
and they
preachers,
have
right?
so much good stuff in there. Learning you how to love yourself and
Motivating speaker. I'm
fear
talking
God.
about a preacher. I'm talking about somebody.
Preacher, he should be a motivator speaker. If there's a preacher and he ain't got no motivation in him, he need to go back to school because you're supposed to be able to motivate
How
people and
you?
encourage folks.
But what don't you supposed to get a person from point A to point B?
No, you can't take them nowhere.
No,
God got
I
you.
do. But don't when you speaking, don't you supposed to entice their minds to where, hey, I need to change because this words, this what was this pastor, what's this man is. I'm in torment and what he spoke, and I want to change my life, but they not speaking on that. I don't need to motivate me.
Well, I'm not going to speak. Uh, uh,
I don't need you to
life
motivate
and
me.
death is in the power of the tongue. I'm not going to speak and tell you where you're going when I'm got to
But you're
do
not a
my.
preacher though.
I got to do my.
But me and you having this conversation. But me and you are not preachers.
And we teachers.
They're supposed to be teachers.
That's what they are. We teachers.
If you're a
Anytime you're talking about the Lord and teaching someone,
but if you
you're a
teach,
teacher. You
but
got
mama,
to
if you teaching and you give me a test and I fail it, what that mean?
you feel it. Whatever.
But if all you're doing is motivation
One day
and you're a teacher and the kids
one
is
day a
not
light might
passing,
come on. One day a light might
but
come on.
the members, the students, they are not grasping, they're not learning, they're not growing. So what motivation are you giving me?
Well, everybody ain't gonna receive everything.
I want to receive it.
If you can get two a good men, one, I have men that you can find. That's the thing. Now God understood us. I remember I wrote that down where He said about depression. I wanted to bring that in there too. Well, I can say it on this, but on depression, I looked up where God um, I took some of the disciples up, and he told me going up in the mountain, God was wearied, and he had a lot to consider what he needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And up on the mountain, he took some of the disciples with him. He told them to watch while he, do what he do. And they went to sleep. He said, you couldn't even do nothing. So he came back and he helped us because he know we ain't doing too much. God come by and died for us and just wait for us because he see that we wasn't gonna get it. And then we got around and let men's and religious and documents and all that stuff keep us from the promised land. We still
you man badging now, Mom.
No, I ain't man, but I'm talking about the disciples.
When I heard you say we let men's man.
Well, I'm saying a man, because women wasn't teaching during that time. Women was in slavery too.
True.
And so God had his disciple. He took them up, and he said, "You couldn't even stay with no time." So God figured it out because he know he had to die. So he figured out what he had to do for us, and he loved us, and he gave his only God's son. And God died for our sin, and we don't want to accept it. God done died for your sin. Now, why you gonna take them back and you gonna keep everything you do is a sin? That's what they're saying. If God done died for your sin, it's paid. Why we keep trying to live it? That's what's wrong with people not trying to live. You can't keep yourself.
Well,
God got to keep us. That's why you give your will to the Lord.
What you talking about? Live, save, or living fake?
I walk by faith.
Because no, I said, are you talking about actually being saved or being fake? Putting on a show.
Oh, child, you know, ain't no
or whatever.
They don't know the truth. When you know your truth,
because then they don't know the truth.
I say you don't know their truth.
But people,
if they do that,
if you watch people, you'll know if they good and you'll know if they bad.
Well, I don't even examine.
You ain't got to examine. All you got to do is just
I
watch.
just send people love. I ain't got time to get
I ain't trying, but you just watch them.
I don't go with that kind of.
I understand, but
he said you'll know the tree by the fruit it bear. But sometimes we've been taught fruit it wasn't fruit. Sometimes we've been taught to judge and criticize and do all these things because of religion done taught us how to know the tree by the fruit it bear. Some folks ain't buying fruit, some buying a lot of fruit in the public, but they ain't got none in the inside. So you looking at the fruit they bearing in the public.
So should people speak and tell a pastor or a leader, hey, you ain't doing your job?
I think so.
Because I had two doctors. I had this particular doctor was an Oriental lady. She was a doctor, and she was real good, and she was real good, and she would always trick me. She would trick me because she always made me get my blood work right, and you know, not knowing, I ain't take the medicine halfway. Sometimes I wouldn't take the medicine, whatever. So she said, "Hey, come in and you need the blood work." I ain't thinking. So I get in there. So she said, told me, you was such. And I was like, so I tried to take the medicine before I took the
well, who was you hurting?
No, but I'm finna get to this. And so the next time she came back, I knew she was a good doctor because she came back. She said, "You wanna die? You want?" She said, "I can take your money, but I ain't trying to take your money. I'm trying to get you well." She said, "I'm trying to get you well," and she got mad. She said, "I don't know who you think you're fooling, but that's why I get your blood work because I can tell if you're taking the medicine." And she got mad, but she gave not a tongue lashing, but she gave me. I care about you.
The truth she gave you.
Because the doctor made good money. She could just.
She true.
But I had this other doctor. I go in there. He said, "What's wrong with that?" I tell him anything, give him medicine.
He know better. He just
taking the money.
He letting you do.
And once because that first doctor, the Oriental, she moved to another state and opened up practice. But I wish I had her because she got me to
Well, help you improve, help you think about your
so
life.
that's why I always say about the preacher, would you up there? I don't need you to motivate me. I need you to straighten me and help me to understand broken, and I'm trying to help you get
Well,
from broken.
some of them broken. They just doing
Well, I
something.
know. Well, I ain't want to say that, but
Some
I already know
I
that.
said some of them broken and they need help, you know, and because you can't teach if you don't have nothing in to teach. But anyway, God is doing a great work, and God is doing things. He's moving in this earth.
Yeah.
He's shifting things, and where these preachers. But I know in the Bible day, back in I read the story in the Bible day
Right.
about how man have set up the system,
Right.
and so sometimes the system ain't geared up right, and we, you know, it's time right now. We need to know seriously about what's taking place on this earth. I'm not talking about going to heaven and dying. I'm talking about what's taking place on this earth. So we got to get real and serious and let the people know that your life is important to God, but it's got to be important to you to take control of your life and see where you're going. You're doing the same thing, you're getting the same results. How is you going to improve? You know,
I know.
some people never leave town. Some people never leave town. And you offer them the bill, they'll say, I'm going until the last minute, and then they'll change their mind. They just done got so tuned, they don't want to do nothing. And so that's what we out here to try to help encourage people to line up, straighten up, wake up, and get up.
Oh yeah.
And do something. Do something, because it's time now. We're in critical time. It's time.
All of us gonna be where OJ at. All of us got to leave here. So don't leave here without having it right with God, because that's every day I'm starting to think more and more about that. That's why I was trying to have this conversation with my mom, and make sure before you leave here you got it right with God, because and start loving yourself. Start,
and that's the beginning
doing.
of it. Start loving
You don't
yourself.
need nobody to go out to dinner. You could just sit there and order the favorite food.
Oh, it's good to go out to dinner sometimes.
And start loving yourself. People, it seems like people seem like they need somebody. You don't need nobody.
Well, that's
especially
because they
especially if they ain't no good.
They seeking. Yeah, they seeking, but God sometimes have to sometimes we have to nudge people's along the way. He got us, he said we are helpers to one another. And when you see a person ain't doing what they could do, don't beat them down. Say, Lord, what can I do? Ask the Spirit to show you what to do for that person, not give them your energy, but speak a word and not like you're throwing off a judgmental. But you know, I did that one time and it didn't work. I tell you,
but you know,
and that's what I tell people.
I understand that, but I know math.
But see, you can't teach math with all of everything.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let me tell you. I'm gonna show you this. You're a positive too, right?
What do you mean?
No, I'm just gonna give you. You're a good person.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said surround yourself with good people.
Now, nobody want to be with good people.
Okay, but you're a positive too, and I'm a negative one. Yeah, you still a good person, but my negative brought your number down.
I don't do that no more. Don't do that.
You're gonna say I'm always gonna be a big person. My girlfriend or my partner, they just who they are. A negative will bring a positive down. You might still be positive, but negative gonna bring it down.
Wait, you got to know your limit. You got to know where you.
I'm
still gonna say everybody got to know their limit.
What limit?
And if you got some negative and you positive, after a while you will find out how you feel every time the negative take out your positive. Deplete you.
But you saying you'll find out.
They'll deplete you.
Go back to a podcast that we did. You first got to admit that this ain't no good. You first got to admit that I'm a sinner. You first got to admit that I'm an alcoholic. If you don't admit that this ain't no good for me and break this loose, you don't get nothing but worse.
But people keep telling themselves lies. That's where it's starts.
Well, I'm telling people to
if
get
you can lie to
your
yourself,
life.
you can lie to yourself. I can
Get
say
good, get
just for instance, I can say,
Go ahead.
Ronald, you were late. Well, I was late because I had to go to the ball game. I had to do that. That ain't got nothing to do with you being late.
Excuse.
It's that excuse, and then you get mad because I asked you, well, you late and you didn't call. Well, I had to go, and I had to, and that's what we do with everything. And I had justify. You can't justify everything.
Stop
Well,
justifying everything.
We done talked to 35 minutes, and I think we don't.
Juice, I hope you got it right, man. Because I just hope you got it right. And other people's out there, let the Lord work on you.
I'm glad you're concerned about it, but God
I'm not concerned about
God
it.
got him.
I'm not concerned about the juice. I'm just getting to a place where I want people to understand. We don't know when our time coming in it. And since he just passed, it was just
something on your mind.
Just on my mind. Well, not just OJ, but people, let's get it together. Let's get it right. Let's get around people that thinks like you.
I agree with you saying get it right. We need to live this every day because I'm walls and everybody just boasting and throwing all kind of bums, just tearing up cities and tearing up towns and killing people like it ain't nothing. Do you know we in a shift? We got to get deeper than you gonna die and where you going. You better find God. That's all I can say. Find you, and when you find out who you is and stop needing people, you're gonna find God, and that's the best thing I can say. And I'm gonna keep saying that until somebody put a comment down there and say, I found me. I understand. I wanna find a traveler. They say every now and then you'll find a traveler. I want to find a traveler in this podcast. And if I can just say help one person to find himself, it's worth it for me. It's worth it for me.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because I might brought one and they can go get 5 or 10 more. So that's all gonna be added to my thing. And I just want to close this out, hoping that we didn't lose you all, hoping that you got something out of our discussion. We're going to get better. And I think this is the second or third video that we are putting out together. I'm kind of old school with it now. I'm learning how to say me all the time and not say it. And he's coming on.
See, you ain't get no dollar. You ain't get no dollar.
He's coming on.
I told you every time I say you get $1. I ain't gave you $1 yet.
I found out. Yes. Oh, you just said you. You've been saying.
I was saying that because
I didn't want to take your money.
No, I
was early.
Listen, I was saying that you just showed that you haven't got $1 yet.
I know, but you don't use some of them used now. I just didn't write them down. Because if I'm from the old school, I don't think.
If I said you, just hey, y'all reply and tell her if I said you, because I ain't said you.
That's all you said.
You know,
most of the time, all you said you. Oh, we gonna close out because we gonna get in a little discussion about going off the trip. But anyway, we thank God for you coming in your homes, and we hope that you all can get something out of it. We gonna get better. But anyway, God, we thank you for this podcast. We thank you for giving us the strength that want to do your will. We thank you for that. Yes, because Lord. There's so many people don't have a mind to do anything.
Yes, Lord.
And I thank you. Help us to understand and lead us, God.
Yes, Lord.
Make us better. We want to be pleasing in your sight. Help us to shift our will to you. Yes. Help us to show that we care about each other. Help us, Lord. We need you and we want you. And we thank you, God. Bless everyone that hear my voice. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. See, I don't owe you no dollar.
You owe me.
I ain't said no.
You owe me so many dollars.